All right, Grok just released something that I think every white collar worker should pay attention to. It's called GrokBot. And the important part is that it's just another smarter AI model like ChatGPT or Claude releasing something new every week. The important part is it can actually do the work for you. For the last few years, AI could definitely think. It could write, it could summarize, it could research, it could analyze, it could code, it could advise. Honestly, it's one hell of a co-pilot. I know we all use it every day. But humans, we still owned that last mile. Someone still had to log into the software, move between the systems, actually update the CRM, finish sending the email, carry context from one tool to another, take the output from AI, and actually finish the work. That barrier is beginning to fall apart. And I think that changes something really fundamental in work right now. Because the unit of white-collar labor may slowly begin shifting from the person to the workflow. Companies are going to start asking a different question moving forward. Not just, how can AI make our employees more productive, which every boardroom is asking today, but actually, which parts of this work still need to belong to a human after all? And I think that's part of a much bigger question that's honestly a little bit scary. Think about how many jobs, especially those earlier in your career, that are built around structured workflows. Pull the report, research the account, prepare the deck, schedule the meeting, update the spreadsheet, help us reconcile the numbers, take a shot at that first draft, coordinate the project, respond to routine questions, just move information from one place to another. For decades, careers worked partly because we gave people smaller pieces of work and actually gave them the ability to build competence and gradually trusted them with bigger opportunities. That's what career growth is about. And I think AI really puts pressure on that ladder. And I don't think the disruption is necessarily going to look like millions of people getting fired overnight. I think it's going to look much quieter. And that makes me nervous sometimes. Somebody leaves and the company doesn't replace them. A team that once would have hired 8 people only needs to hire 3. A manager doesn't supervise people, but he supervises AI agents instead of adding another coordinator on his team. A founder runs a company with 6 people that once required 35 people. A senior employee handles the judgment calls while software does the reoccurring work underneath them. And those missing jobs may never show up in one of those layoff announcements. They simply never get posted. And that's the part I think people need to take really seriously right now. But it's also where I think the conversation usually becomes too fatalistic. Because when I talk to my career coaching clients about AI, I'm not telling them there's no future for you. I'm telling them the future is going to reward a different kind of human. If execution becomes abundant, your value can't simply be, I can complete that task. Your value increasingly becomes, I actually know which task matters to complete. I can identify the real problem. I can make a judgment call when the answer isn't obvious. I can read between the lines and understand the context underneath it all. I can earn someone's trust. I can be influential and I can persuade other people. I can negotiate. I can inspire and I can lead other people. I can recognize quality when I see great quality. I can make decisions and take responsibility for the consequences. And increasingly, I know how to use AI to become dramatically more capable at all of those things. That's why I would stop trying to find the AI-proof career, because honestly, I don't think anyone exists out there. There's all ripe disruption opportunities. I would start trying to become an AI-amplified person. That's someone with judgment, domain expertise, deep relationships, curiosity, and the ability to use these tools extraordinarily well so that you become more valuable, not less valuable. Because suddenly one capable person can operate with enormous leverage. So what should you actually work on right now? First, become excellent at using AI. Play with it, tinker with it, not casually. I'm talking really learn it. Learn how to build AI agents. Learn automation. Learn how to give AI proper context. Learn how to design workflows. Learn how to verify its work. Learn how to build loops. Learn enough about technology that you can look at a business problem and think to yourself, there has to be a better way to do this now. But don't stop there. Go deeper into the things that are harder to commoditize. Your judgment, your relationships with others, your ability to lead, your ability to sell and influence, your ability to negotiate, your ability to tell amazing stories, your taste, your creativity, your artistry, your deep domain expertise, your entrepreneurial zest, and the work that touches the physical world. I'm especially interested in careers at the intersection of AI and important real-world problems that we're facing today. AI infrastructure, cybersecurity, energy, robotics, advanced manufacturing, healthcare, construction, skilled trades, defense and aerospace, and business helping ordinary organizations actually implement all of this technology. Because I think we're going to need fewer people whose primary value is simply processing information. And I think we're going to need more people who can turn information into valuable decisions. Fewer people whose value is knowing where to click, and more people who understand the customer, the business, the system, and the consequences. If I were giving career advice to someone who is 22 or 42, I would not tell them to spend all their energy trying to predict the exact job title that will still be safe 10 years from now. That game is probably impossible. I would tell them, build durable capabilities. Become someone who learns unusually fast. Become technology fluent. Get deeply knowledgeable about the things that matter moving forward. Become exceptionally great with people. Get close to your customers. Get close to the revenue. Get close to important decisions. Get close to real problems. Get close to the physical world. And practice owning outcomes instead of simply completing assignments. Because I think the organizational chart is going to get a lot thinner. Smaller teams, fewer layers, but more leverage for those who learn. And probably a hell of a lot more opportunity for unusually capable people to build extraordinary things moving forward. One person with judgment, with expertise, with relationships, with courage, and a small army of AI agents may eventually be able to accomplish what once required an entire floor in a building. That's frightening if your identity is tied to the tasks that you perform. But it's incredibly exciting if your identity is tied to the problems you know how to individually solve. For a long time, careers rewarded people for knowing how to do things. I think the next era will increasingly reward people for knowing what should be done, why it actually matters, and how to bring other people with them. So yes, white-collar labor is losing part of its moat right now, and it's losing it quickly. But human beings are not becoming irrelevant. The premium is just moving from execution to judgment, from insight to information, from completing tasks to actually owning outcomes, from knowing how to use the software to knowing what is worth building with the software. And maybe the most important career question in the age of AI isn't which jobs are actually safe. Maybe it's what can I become unusually good at that becomes even more valuable when intelligence and execution are abundant? That's the question I'd be asking right now.